Welcome to Face Islam. This is a program designed for Muslims everywhere to be able to face some of the subjects that we deal with every day. Today I've got a word for you. Musafaha. Have you heard that word? I never did till today either. Musafaha. What is that? But it is a word we deal with every day, whether we know the meaning of the meaning is there, but if we don't know the word. It has to do with, watch this, watch. What am I doing? I'm shaking hands, right? Well, there we go. It's shaking hands. You say, well, what's the big deal behind that? Oh, wait till you find out. It's encouraged in Islam, by the way, to shake hands. It's something that our Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, he told us to spread the salams. To spread the salams. And one of the ways we do that is by saying to each other, Assalamu alaikum. Then somebody will say, Wa alaikum salam. Then somebody else will say, Wa alaikum salam rahmatullah. And maybe somebody else would even say, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And all of this is more reward, more reward, more reward. I'm going to deviate just off the subject for a minute just to tell you that one time when the Prophet, peace be upon him, was sitting there with his companions, a person walked in and he said, Salam alaikum. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said, that's 10. Ashara. Somebody else came in and he said, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. He said, that's 20. Okay? Somebody else came in and he said, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. He said, that is 30. So these are the numbers of rewards given to the person who says it. And in Quran, Allah tells us that when we hear the salams, to give more back, or at least equal to it. And the encouragement, of course, is to say, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and you get so much reward for that. But to come back to our subject, though, Musafaha, what does that have to do with it? Well, when you spread salams, it should be a shaking of the hand. Shaking of the hand. As much as you can. You see some Muslims, they want to grab each other. You've seen this, right? And they grab this side, and they go this side, and they go that side. Well, guess what? That's not the same. Musafaha is to shake the hands. And the Prophet ﷺ, he said, well, the hand is shaking like this. The sins are, what? Falling like leaves, falling like water, falling off of you like, when you're doing this. Sometimes I shake hands with a brother, I say, don't let go yet. I know I got more sins than that. So, Musafaha, we should do that. But now comes the big part of our story. What about men shaking hands with women? And that's the point of today's episode, really. As we're instructed to spread the salams, very much so. If I see a woman, I'm passing by, I should say to her, Assalamu alaikum. I don't need to look at her. I don't need to stare at her. I just pass by, Assalamu alaikum. And if she wants to give salam back, okay. If she maybe doesn't feel comfortable to do it, she doesn't have to. This is different. But a Muslim man, he needs to do that. The one who's passing by the group, he's walking and they're sitting there, he should say to them, he instigates it, he says to them, Assalamu alaikum. They say, Wa alaikum salam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay? If the one riding is passing the one walking, the one riding on the conveyance, animal, car, whatever, he says salam alaikum to the other. And this is kind of a priority thing. It's really nice in Islam. But what about the woman? Well, yes, we should give her salam. She's a Muslim. If she is shy or says it under her breath or whatever, you don't worry about that. But what about shaking hands with women? This is not much of a problem with Muslim women and Muslim men, because Muslim women, they pretty much know that, and they're shy enough that they wouldn't put their hand out there. But what about women today that are not Muslim? And maybe a boss, maybe she's your colleague at work, or somebody you're applying for a job, and you've just tendered all your information, you offered it to them, they're looking over your CV, it looks good, yeah, I think we can hire you. Sure, put her there. And she'll put her hand out like, now what are you going to do? Because if you said, no, I can't do that. Oh, really? Yeah, well, we'll get back to you. Don't call us, we'll call you. What just happened? Because they perceive something wrong, they're saying, okay, this guy's some kind of weirdo. I'm scared of this guy. I don't know. Where's he going with all this stuff? So what can we do? All right, first of all, we should not touch a woman who is not a close relative. And it's not just about the hand, it's anywhere on her body. You don't touch her feet, you don't touch her head, you don't touch her back, you don't touch her arm, and you don't touch her hand. You keep your hands off of her. She has this privacy area that you don't have any business getting into. Men, yes, we shake hands. Some men even hug each other. We just mentioned that. But not the ladies. It's not right, and you shouldn't touch her. But what do I do if she's trying to touch me? Let's go back in time a little bit. I want to take you back to about 60 years ago when I was a kid. It was forbidden for women to put their hands out to the man. Today, it's encouraged. So that's their culture. It changed. But what do I do? Well, you know what? A woman extended her hand to me one time, and I just said, as Muslims, we're not allowed to touch the hands of the beautiful young ladies, only the old and the ugly. And she said, oh, thank you. Do your best and ask Allah to accept. And until next time, for Face Islam, peace. Assalamu alaikum.